Chinedu sat on the cold pavement of a dimly lit London street, his breath visible in the freezing air. His hands trembled, not just from the biting winter, but from hunger, exhaustion, and regret. The dream he had sold everything for was slipping through his fingers like fine Lagos beach sand. His phone buzzed. It was his mother calling from Nigeria. He stared at it, heart pounding, knowing he couldn't tell her the truth. Once upon a time, Chinedu was the pride of his family in Lagos. He had graduated with a degree in business administration, but struggled to find a decent job. Every day, he scrolled through social media, seeing former classmates posing in front of skyscrapers in the UK, Canada, and the US. Japa was the new anthem among Nigerian youths, and Chinedu wanted in. When his childhood friend, Kunle, sent him pictures of his new life in the UK, crisp winter jackets, flashy cars, and posh apartments, Chinedu felt like a failure. Kunle made it seem easy. "Guy, just come. There are jobs everywhere. Even if now washing plates, you go survive," Kunle had assured him. Desperation blinded him to the red flags. He sold his late father's land, borrowed money from a loan shark, and paid a self-proclaimed travel agent to secure a student visa for him. It was supposed to be his ticket to a better life. The moment Chinedu landed in the UK, things started falling apart. The school he had been admitted to turned out to be non-existent. The agent had used fake documents. Immigration officials flagged him, but by sheer luck, he convinced them to let him in temporarily. With nowhere to go, he called Kunle, expecting a warm welcome. Kunle, however, was not the big boy he had portrayed online. He was crammed in a tiny, rundown apartment with 6 other Nigerians. The posh life was all social media packaging. "Guy, no space, oh?" Kunle had said, shrugging. "But you fit manage my guy's couch for a few days." Chinedu quickly realized that without a valid visa, he couldn't legally work. He took cash-in-hand jobs, washing dishes, cleaning toilets, and even working in freezing conditions on a construction site. The promised plenty jobs were exploitative, underpaid, and risky. As weeks turned into months, things got worse. His rent was due, but he had no money. His Nigerian bank card stopped working. The loan sharks in Lagos began threatening his mother. "Your son Japa go flex. He'll leave him dead for us," they snared. Chinedu tried to seek asylum, but his case was weak. He lived in fear of deportation. He couldn't go to the police when his employer refused to pay him for 2 weeks of hard labor. What would he say? "I'm an illegal immigrant, help me." Winter came, and without proper documents, he couldn't even rent a decent place. Some nights, he slept in a shelter. Other nights, in the back of a Nigerian restaurant, where he worked illegally for pennies. The once proud Lagos boy was now avoiding immigration officers on the streets, dodging landlords, and begging for shifts at shady workplaces. One day, he got a call from his mother. His younger sister was sick, and they had spent everything on hospital bills. "Chinedu, please send something, even if not small." He had nothing, not even food for himself. That night, as he sat on the cold pavement of a London street, he finally accepted the truth. Japa had gone terribly wrong. Kunle too was nowhere to be found. He had been arrested for using fake documents at work. Another Nigerian friend had been deported. The reality hit, harder than the cold. Chinedu had dreamed of making it abroad, but nobody had told him the full story. How some Nigerians ended up trapped, undocumented, and living in fear. How making it in a foreign land without proper papers was like running a race with no finish line. One morning, after months of suffering, Chinedu walked into the Nigerian embassy. He had made a decision. It was time to go home. A week later, he was back in Lagos, welcomed by the scorching sun and the familiar noise of Danfo buses. He had left Nigeria in search of gold, but returned with wisdom. As he stepped out of the airport, he looked around. He had failed, but he was alive. And this time, he would rebuild the right way. Japa is not for everyone. Abroad is not always the paradise social media makes it seem. If you must go, go legally, go prepared, and go with a plan. Because sometimes the dream can quickly turn into a nightmare.